Hello, Dr. Iman. How are you?
How are you? Can you see me now?
Yes.
How is everything?
We are fine. Thank you very much. Okay.
As usual.
Thank you very much. We are going to mute all the participants because of the background noise, and inshallah we are going to start. Okay. So, okay, you are now unmuted, Dr. Iman.
Yeah, do I start?
Okay, here we go. Mohammed Faiz, inshallah, is going to introduce you. He is with me, by the way.
I can see you. Hi, Mohammed. How are you?
Thank you very much. Okay, Mohammed Faiz, inshallah, is going to introduce you. I'm going to unmute him. Okay.
Hello, Dr. Iman. How are you?
I'm fine. I can't hear you well, by the way.
Yes, no, it's nice to see you again, and nice to see our attendees. You are always welcome. Today's session is about online reading activities. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. Our presenter is outstanding featured speaker, Dr. Iman Eldifrawy. She is a CELTA certified teacher from Cambridge English Assessment, United Kingdom, and she is also a TEFL certified teacher and online MOOC facilitator at George Mason University, USA. Dr. Iman is also a part-time teacher at the American University, and she is also a teacher trainer and the founder of TEFL workshops and courses. Dr. Iman is also a national and international presenter at TESOL conferences. You are always welcome, Dr. Iman.
Thank you so much for the introduction and for inviting me. I'm so happy to be with both of you.
We are happy to. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Do I start sharing my PowerPoint, Mohammed? Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Good. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. I will be asking people to participate. That's why I will keep always an eye on the chat box. Okay, let's start. As Mohammed said, the session is about online reading activities. So these activities, you can use them online or face-to-face. They work both ways, okay? Okay. Let's start with the first one. You know, in reading lesson, you have like so many stages. You start with the lead-in, the pre-reading, the while, and the post. We're not going to discuss the lead-in today, but we are going only to go through a lot of ideas that you can use in each of the stages. So for a pre-reading activity, you can show your learners the cover of the story or a picture of the passage or from the passage, and they have to guess what is the story about from the cover. So from this photo, what do you think the story is about? Can you write in the chat box, please? Okay, the king of the forest, the mouse and the lion. Yeah, the lion and the mouse, the old lion. Okay. The mouse and the lion. Yes, okay. Of course, you can use other pictures from the internet. You don't have to use the ones in the book. You can search for something which is related to the topic and then show it to the learners and ask them, so guess from the photo, what do you think the topic is about, okay? Okay, or you can bring so many photos and ask them to put them in order. So this today, our passage today is about these three pictures. What do you think the order is? Which picture is first? Which one is second? Which one is third? And why? And what do you think will happen from the three photos you have here? Can you write your answers in the chat box, please? Okay, so number one is the one on the right, the first one. The one on the left, the second. Okay, and the okay. Why do you think this, Mohammed? Yeah, tell me why, or what will happen. What do you think will happen from? Yeah, logic. Okay, but what will happen? Like when you picked the one on the right, what do you think it will be about, or what is it saying? Okay, not clear. Dua, you don't understand. Okay, the idea, Dua, do you mean by not clear that the idea is not clear, or the photo is not clear? It's okay. It's okay. You can tell your learners that we don't have a right or wrong answer. You're just predicting to guess what will happen from the photos. Okay, maybe these ones are really hard to predict. Okay, you're just getting them to contribute. A girl went to the forest. She got into the forest and came to a monastery. Yeah. Okay, so this is the idea. You show them like more than one photo and ask them to put them in order and try to talk about what they think will happen. Okay, another idea is, this is the title of the passage, Pet Food Tester. Okay, I want you now to write in the chat box 5 words you think you will find in the passage from this title. So this is another idea. If you don't want to use the photos, you can use this idea. So if this is the title, can you think of, or if 5 is too many, then think of 2 words, for example. You will think, you will find ugly, okay, delicious. Do we have this job here? Do we have pet food tester? Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Okay. So this is another idea, princess. Why Princess Radwa? It's about pets and food and marriage. Ah, okay. You are in La La Land, Radwa. I'm not going to talk to you now. Okay, I know Radwa on personal basis, so that's why I'm telling her this. Okay. Be with us on ground, please, Radwa. I will talk to you later about that. Okay. Or you, as a teacher, can give them more than a word and tell them, what do you think the chapter is about from the words I suggested? Like bargain, on sale, dressing room, suits me, fits me. So if these are the words you will find in the passage, then what do you think the title is? And brainstorm and elicit the answers from your learners. So what do you think? What do you think the title is if you have these words? Any clues? I think girls should answer quickly. Shopping, yeah. Yeah, shopping. So it's about, yes, this is the idea. So you have so many ideas. You either, yes, very good. You either give them the words and ask for the title, or show them the title and ask them for words, show them a pictures. These are plenty ideas that you can use with your learners. Okay, another idea for the pre-reading is you pick some sentences from the passage and then ask them, what do you think the title is, or what do you think the chapter is about from the sentences. Like here, yeah, this is in Rania, this is the pre-reading stage. Yeah, you can ask your learners to predict in the pre-reading stage before you explain or elicit the blocking vocabulary in the reading passage. Yes. Okay, so I will give you 3 sentences. Okay, and you try to guess the topic from these sentences. Many doctors are also interested in the positive effects of laughter on our health. What actually is laughter yoga? Do you want to live a happier, less stressful life? So from these sentences, what do you think the topic is about? Yeah. Yes, healthcare, healthy life. Yeah, of course. The importance of laughter yoga. Okay. And then, of course, you keep on like brainstorming and talking about the topic. Okay. Of course, you're not going to use all the ideas, but I have just shared a lot of ideas, and you can like use one at a time. Okay. Okay. For the while reading stage, as you all know, in the while reading stage, we practice the reading sub-skills. Like we ask the learners to skim the passage, to scan the passage. Do you all know the difference between skimming and scanning? And what are the sub-skills we ask our learners to do? Do you know that, or do you need me to like say it briefly? No, you don't know. Okay, in the while, okay, Hayam. Yes, Hayam, in the while stage, this is the stage where you ask your learners to read, okay? So the first thing you can do is, yes, as you all said, to skim for the main idea. Skimming, it means they just read, for example, they go through the text quickly without reading each and every word. So you, as an activity, you can give them an idea by telling them, yes, I want you to read the title, the first line of the passage, and the last line only. So this is considered skimming. Okay. And then I want you to tell me what is the main idea. Okay. Some students won't accept this at the beginning because they are not used to reading only the first and the last line. They are used to reading all the passage as a whole. But what they need to know that they don't need to do that when they are asked just to tell you what's the main idea of the passage. So they can tell the main idea from the title, the first sentence, and the last sentence. What if the passage has more than one paragraph with different subtopics? Then, in this case, they are required to read the first line and the last line of each of the paragraphs to tell you what is the main idea of each of the paragraphs. Okay. Okay, let us take this as an example for the skimming part. This is the first line. Andrew Scott was born in Britain on the 9th of June. And the last line is in 1991, he moved back to Britain. This is the last line. So from these two lines, what do you think the main idea is? So what do you think the main idea is? The life of, yeah, okay. So you can just give them the example that it works, that they can get the main idea from the first and the last line, or maybe the title. So this is an activity you can use in the wild. This is actually the real title, The Life History of Andrew Scott, okay? This is called a running race activity where you can do online. You remember when we used to give classes face-to-face? We used to do this in a different way. We used to like divide the passages into the passage into parts and put these parts on the wall, okay? And then divide your learners into groups. So if you teach online, face-to-face, you can do it this way. Divide the learners into groups. Each group assign one person, and then they go and read their part from the wall, and then go back and dictate it to the rest of the group. And every time you change the person who reads, every time you change them, and then you compare the original reading with the ones that they have. But as that everything is online now, we can do this online. So what I want you to do is open another browser and search for this information. Let's see who the winner will be. Okay, you only have 60 seconds to do that. Who discovered penicillin and when? So write this in the browser. Okay, you can do it while we are online. Search for the information and write the answer in the chat box. And I will start now. Yeah, running race, Marwa, is you are supposed to open another browser. Okay, Google the information. Write who discovered penicillin and when. So you're supposed to be searching for information and then you come and tell me what the answer is. Okay? So who got the answer? Let us see who the winner is. Yeah, very good, Noah. Okay, very good. So this is the correct answer. Yeah. So this is the idea. Marwa, did you get the idea now? Do you understand the idea? How to use it face-to-face and how to use it online. Face-to-face, it's different. Yes, very good. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so you took less than 60 seconds, I think. Yeah, in 1928. Yeah. Okay, very good. So this is another idea. For the while reading stage as well, you can give them a definition of a word and tell them, I want you to look for this word in the reading passage. So you don't say, I got it online, but face-to-face, no. Okay, listen, Marwa. The face-to-face is, imagine that your passage is contains 3 or 4 paragraphs. What you will do is you will divide the passage into 4 or 3 paragraphs and then put them on the wall in different places in your classroom. Okay? And then you will divide your students into, say, 3 groups or 4 groups. Each group will assign one person. This person is supposed to go and run, okay, to the reading part that he is assigned to, read it, and then go and dictate it to his group, okay? And then run again, okay? And go and read the second line and go back and dictate it to his group, okay? And so on and so forth until they write all the story. And then at the end, they are supposed to compare the original passage with the one they have. Yeah, this is called running activity or running dictation. Okay, in this activity, they are practicing more than one skill. Reading, listening, and writing as well. Okay? Okay, did you get it now? I hope so. Okay, this is the second, yeah, thank you. The second idea is, this is the definition. A thin pointed piece of metal, wood, or another rich material. This is the definition of the word that I'm looking for. And then ask your learners to go to the paragraph and search for the word that has this meaning. Of course, I deleted most of the paragraphs so we don't waste time, but what you usually do is you ask them to read the paragraph and find the word. So did you find the word that has this definition? Yeah, very good. Excellent, Dina. Yes. Did you all find it or only Dina? Okay. Another while reading activity is that you ask them to read the first paragraph. Here we're practicing the prediction. You're practicing or you're asking your learners to predict. So you will ask them to read the first paragraph and then tell them stop. Don't continue. Stop here. And then tell me what do you think will happen next. So let us do this together. I will read the first paragraph and then you are required to tell me what will happen next, okay? Elizabeth sat silently on the breakfast table. Her sister Jane understood her silence. It's that issue with her mother, the marriage issue. Elizabeth said, my life is fine now without a man in it. I want to get married when I find the right guy, and that is definitely not Mr. Collins. She was not the girl to fall in love easily, and she doesn't spend her time fascinating over a man. Unlike her sister Jane, who is desperate for attention and marriage, how would you convince our mother? She is very stubborn. I don't know yet, Jane. I am trying to think of ideas. So this is the first paragraph in the passage or in the chapter. What do you think will happen next? Can you guess? Can you write your answers in the chat box, please? Have any of you read this story? Yeah, ideas to convince her mother of not getting married. Yeah, thank you so much, Dina. Okay, what else? Heba Osman, she will try to convince her mother of her point of view. Yeah, okay. Very good. So this is what she do. You ask them to stop. Her mother will refuse. Okay. Yeah, predicting, Shaima, you can use predicting even with novels. Yes, yes. And the most important thing is that you tell them that we don't have a right or a wrong answer. You're predicting, so it's okay. Okay? So it's okay to guess or predict something that will not happen. Okay? Okay. Here we have for the yes, using prediction to complete the scenario. Yes, Mohammed. Okay. Here we have for the production part. You can ask your learners to interview the real characters in the story. Okay. So here the students will put themselves in the character's shoe to give suitable answers. So what I want you to do is, yes, Sumaya, it is. What I want you to do is, I want someone to imagine that you are Elizabeth, for example. Who would like to be Elizabeth? Who would like to be Jane? Who would like to be Mr. Collins? And then if you picked Elizabeth, for example, then what I want you to do is prepare questions that you would like to ask Elizabeth, the character, and pick another student who will be ready to answer and put his shoe in Elizabeth's, consider himself as Elizabeth and answer the questions. Do you understand? So I need someone to prepare questions for Elizabeth, and I need someone else to answer the questions for Elizabeth. So who would do that? And we will do the same thing with Jane and Mr. Collins. You can raise your hand or write in the chat box. Which character would you like to prepare questions for? So you can ask something to Elizabeth about the marriage issue. And then you can, yeah, come on, Jane. Come on, Radwa. So you're Jane. Yeah. You want to live happily ever after, yes, Radwa? Okay. So you're Jane. Imagine, can you write some questions someone would like to ask Jane? Happily after, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I need more answers in the chat box because I want people to contribute. I don't want to go through the activities. I want you to really participate. The mother. So I said the mother. Okay. So can you think of some questions, Radwa or Dua? If you're the mother, can you think of some questions someone would like to ask the mother these questions? How do you convince your mother to agree on your marriage? Okay, so Radwa, take care because we have two characters here. You will ask the students to interview each other. So we will have the mother, okay, someone prepared questions for the mother, and then we will have the mother answering these questions. So what do you think the mother will say? Why do you get your daughter married to a man she doesn't like? Very good. Excellent, Amani. And what do you think the mother will say? Yes, very good question, Amani. So put yourself in the mother's place and think what will the mother say in this case? He's rich. She's not Egyptian, please, Muhammad. He's rich man, why not? Okay, guys, you don't understand anything about women, by the way. Mother, why not? You like him? Yeah, I know what's right and suitable for my daughter. Yeah, I want her to get married and get a home for her own. Ines is saying, why do you insist on Elizabeth? Yeah, this is a very good question. What do you think Colin will say? I want one of the guys to answer this question. So Ines has a very nice question here. Why do you want to get married to? To get rid of her responsibilities? This is definitely a man. Yes, he's suitable. The mother will say that her daughter doesn't know life well like her. Yeah, this is true. She's very beautiful. Yeah, another man here. He loves her. Yeah. So this is the idea. Okay, ask your learners to imagine that they are the real characters in the story, and then the partner will answer these questions. Okay. Okay. As a post-reading activities, there is an activity called mini sagas. The idea of mini sagas is that the learners can turn the reading passage into a very small mini sagas. Mini sagas, by the way, you will find a lot on Google. If you Google them, you will find ready-made. Or you can ask your learners to change the reading passage into a mini sagas. What is mini sagas? Like you give them lines, and then they have to come up with the title for this part and an ending. Like, for example, okay, yeah, 50 words, yes. The girl said she was going to come back. The boy promised to wait. One day, while he was waiting, he noticed another girl. Are you waiting too? He said. So what do you think will happen at the end? So end this part. And what title would you give for that? Any clues? What title will you give for that? What do you think what happened at the end? Because here, he noticed another girl. Yeah, mini sagas, Radwa, is the idea of writing like 50 words, okay? Like ask the learners to change the whole passage, which is really long, into just 50 words. So they are reducing the reading passage into 50-word thing. And then they give a title and an ending for it. Pure love, waiting life, a waiting life. He may fall in love with her. Okay, what about the ending? Yes, Radwa. Love wins. Shorten the text into 50 words, yes. To wait so long for love, still waiting. Okay, so this is the idea, that they change the passage, okay, into just 50 words. And you can ask your learners, like you can put them in breakout rooms. They write their own mini sagas, and then they ask other groups to put a title and ending for it. What is this question mark, Amani? This is Amani. This is a post-reading activity. You know, Amani, as a post-reading activity, you ask your learners either to speak about the topic or write about the topic. So many sagas is a writing activity. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Amani. Okay. Okay, Radwa, the idea is you ask your learners to reduce the passage into 50 words. Okay? And then they ask other partners to come up with a title and an ending for this activity. It's not a summary. Yeah, it's a post activity. We use it as a production part. They talk about the topic, okay, or they write about the topic. Yeah, you can put them in you can put them in breakout rooms to do that. Yeah, because they need to talk about it together or write it together. So Muhammad said yes, he will marry another girl waiting. They deserve each other for being loyal to their lovers. Okay. No, it's not a summary. It's not a summary. It's like how many lines? It's like 3, 4. This one is reduced, but you will find plenty of ideas. Use this link, Radwa. You will find plenty of many sagas ready-made to get the if you want to use them with your learners. So you have two options. You either as a teacher give them a ready-made mini sagas and ask them to put a title or an ending for it. So this is the first option. You as a teacher bring a mini sagas for them to write a title or an ending for it. Or the second option, Amani, is you ask them to reduce it to 50 words. The difference, Amani, this is not a summary, because the summary you're asking them to like summarize the passage into, for example, give me the main idea and give me a summary about this passage. But this is not a summary, okay? This is not at all a summary. Summary tells what happened, but in like a shorter amount. Okay, most level. Okay, another post activity is that you play a video version of a book that they are reading. Like if you're teaching young learners, I will give you two options. If you're teaching young learners, then you will find a video version of the book that you're reading to them. But if you're teaching adults, you can use other ideas. I will tell you later what are they. Okay, so for example, you're teaching your learners Red Riding Hood. So as a post activity, you want them to talk about the topic. So what I will do here is, let me make sure that you can share the computer sound. Okay, I will play this video and I will mute the sound. Your job is to tell me what are the characters telling each other. So you have to write the script. You're more than welcome, thank you. So I will play the video now and I will mute the sound, okay? And please write down, what do you think they are telling each other, okay? 1, 2, go. So what do you think the mother is telling Red Riding Hood? And write it down, please. Radwa, forget about the certificates and concentrate with me, please. So write the script. Yeah, take the food to your grandma in the forest. Yes, very good. And give it to your grandma, okay? Yes, go to Granny to give her the food, please. Be careful. Very good, Mr. Mustafa. Take the basket or food to your mom. Take care. Yeah, I'm sure that I will, if she's my daughter, I will say like 100 times, take care, take care, take care. Come back soon. Don't be late. Baby, like this cake. Baby, take this cake and give it to your grandma. Be careful of any strangers. Don't talk to strangers. I love those beautiful flowers. Okay, very good. So you got the idea. So the idea is that, as I told you, this is an activity that you can do in the production stage. Can you hear me well? Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes.
Very good. Okay. So this idea, you can ask your learners to either talk about it, speak about it, or write about it. So they are, if you want to use it as a writing activity, then they will write the script. Okay. If you want to use it as a speaking activity, then you will pause and tell them, so what did the mother tell the daughter, and what did the daughter say, and so on. Very good. Don't eat the cake like last time. Okay. So you got the idea. This is with young learners. What about those who are, thank you, Dua. What about those who are teaching adults? With adults, I pick an ad and I do the same thing. I mute the sound and I ask them, so what do you think they are saying in the ad? Okay, what is this character telling this character? Or you can use a part from a movie and also mute the sound. Thank you, Shayma. Thank you. Thank you so much for attending. So for the movie, you can pick a scene and mute the sound as well and ask them, so what do you think the characters are saying here? But of course, 4 minutes? Oh my God. No, I still have plenty. Okay, I will be running too fast. Okay, you got the idea, yeah? So let me move to...
We have less than 3 minutes, Dr. Iman. We could rejoin again. We could do it now if you would like.
Okay, I will run quickly. I can just give them the ideas. Okay, here another online activity that you can do. Yeah, thank you so much, Mohammed and Ahmed. Okay, sorry, Mohammed. Another activity that you can do online is after, in the production part, after you finished reading and everything, tell them search on the for an image on the internet or a song or anything that reflects the theme, the topic of today's chapter. Okay, and then you either have two choices. They either talk about it in your online lesson, or you ask them to put it or add it to the blog. Okay, you should have a blog that you use with your learners. Okay. Shayma is asking, yes, join again, doctor. Okay, we can join again, Mohammed. So because it's better that people participate.
Yes.
Okay, so if that happen, okay, we can all join.
We can end this session and start a new one right now if you would. Okay. Sure. Bye now, and please rejoin again. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Shayma, yes, you can use this as a predicting in the pre-reading stage. Yes, yes, you can do that. Which material? The video will be uploaded. You can find it on my page, TEFL Workshops and Courses, and on Mohammed's YouTube Relo. Yes, Mohammed? Asking you can use muted. Yes, Shayma, I hope I answered you. For skimming scan reading online. Fatma, I'm sorry, I cannot understand your question. Do you mean in your online classes, do you have time for learners to skim and scan? Is this your question? Yes, okay. Listen, Fatma, if it's skimming, it doesn't take time. So yes, you do have time for that. As for the scanning, it depends on the activity. If the activity you're giving your learners require that they answer detailed questions, then it's better than that you could ask them to read this and answer the detailed questions at home. So this is the difference between face-to-face and online when it comes to reading. You don't ask them to read and answer detailed questions, okay, online, because this will take time and like you don't need to do that. They can do that at home, like read and answer detailed questions. But if they are searching for specific information, if they are searching for delete this word or add another word instead of it, if they are skimming, all these things that you can do online. How many sub skills? We have a lot, Sabrine. We have deducing meaning from context. We have prediction. We have the skimming we skim to find the main idea. We scan to find specific information questions, detailed questions. We have inference, prediction. We have many. No, we don't, Rania, no, it's not important to use them in order, but the most important thing is you ask your learners to skim before they scan, because it makes sense. It's logic that you ask them what's the main idea before you ask them to answer detailed questions. So it doesn't make sense, Rania, that I ask them scan the text and read each and every word and give me detailed answers for this. It doesn't make sense. No, you have to ask them first to skim. Other than that, you can use any of them. So, but the most important thing before you ask them, Rania, to practice any of the skill, they have to know and read the questions first to know what they are looking for. So if you're asking them for specific information questions, ask them to read the questions first and then answer, okay? Shaima, you have so many blogs. The one I love and the one I use is called Padlet. And there is a very good tutorial on YouTube and explains everything about Padlet in details. So if you just write how to use Padlet on YouTube, you will find a video. It's only one video and it's perfect. And it's very good to have a blog or a website or maybe a WhatsApp group, whatever, the way you would like to use it. Sabrine, you said at the end production or prediction at muting video activity. Yeah, Sabrine, what I meant is the production part, the students are required to talk about the passage or write about it, yeah? For the video, with young learners, you will use the ones on YouTube for the stories that you're giving them. With adults, you're not going to use these stories, of course. So you can use the idea of a part of a scene, a part of a video in a movie or an ad that you can mute the sound and ask them to predict what they think the characters are telling each other. What do you mean that? Look, listen, Noha, if you ask the learners if the learners practice enough, they won't be like that in the exam. If they do everything, practice makes perfect. So if they act this way in the exam, it means, Noha, they didn't have enough practice. Yes, Radwa, guys, I'm trying to answer all your questions, but if I missed any of your questions, please tell me that I missed yours, or if you didn't understand my answer, please let me know. Yes, Radwa, there is a video on YouTube about Padlet. Yes. Just write how to use Padlet, and this video is really very clear. Okay, let us move to this activity. So, okay. Search for an image on the internet or a song that reflects the topic. So in the production part, you will ask them while they are online with you. Now go and search for a picture that you think it reflects or summarizes this topic. Or you can give them this as a homework and they could add it to the blog and write their opinions and like comment on each other's pictures, okay? What do you mean, do we follow? Okay. Shaina, you're asking about young learners about what? So let me finish the reading thing and then because today it's about online reading. Okay, as here there are plenty of post-reading activities that you can use with your learners. You can tell them, I want you to connect the reading passage to your real life. Okay, so if you're talking about Elizabeth, Jane, and Mr. Collins, how could you relate this to your real life? Do you have anything similar to what happened in the story? Or is it totally different than your real life? Rania, it depends on, if it's a 45-minute session, of course you won't be able to do that. So you either do the speaking part or the writing part. Okay, so who can answer this question? Can you relate the passage to your real life? Same situation before getting married. So what do you mean, Ahmed? You didn't want to get married? Okay. Okay. Yeah, hesitating. Okay. You can tell them, talk about something you disagree with in the passage. Okay. So whatever the passage is, tell them which part do you disagree with and why. Or you can tell them which part reminds you of something interesting in the passage, or the opposite, something which is not interesting to you. Many things to think before getting married. Yes, true. Marrying rich ones makes life easier. No, not true, Mohammed. I have to call you and talk to you later. No. Okay. So, style of mother forcing her girl. Yes. Nobody forces anyone now. Yes, Radwa, you can do it as, but you can do it as a writing activity or a speaking activity. The first one, connect the reading passage to your real life. Yes, they will feel something you disagree with. Maybe it's a part or a small part. So they won't really find, or if it's really a lot of things that they disagree with, they could write it. Yeah, all these activities, all the post activities, they can do it either as a speaking task or a writing one. Okay, which part reminds you of something interesting? Okay, change the reading passage into a dialogue. Okay, so you can ask them to change this into a reading dialogue, and of course you will put them in breakout rooms and ask them to write the dialogue as groups. Delete a part that you think is unnecessary. So they will read, for example, and highlight the sentences or the parts that they think. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. The matter of choice is very complicated. Yeah, I think we need like therapy, all of us, after the session. We meet on Zoom to talk about something else. Okay. So you will put them in breakout rooms and they prepare like a dialogue. Okay, and you could make it more fun by like asking them to read one part of the dialogue. Like, you know, a dialogue is always A, B, yeah? So, for example, Muhammad will read A, and we as the other group has to guess what is B saying. Okay, Hadir, if we have time, we'll go back to me. Number 4 is more suitable. I don't understand your someone called continuous learning. What do you mean number 4 is more suitable? More suitable for what? I'm sorry, guys. I delete a part that you think, yes, I covered this. Retell the story from a character's perspective. So what what you will ask your learners to do, you will tell them, now you are Elizabeth, rewrite the whole story or the whole passage differently. Or if you were the character, how would you react it differently, okay, to a certain situation. And the last one, this one I like the most, which is use the same title but write a different story. Okay, so it's the same title but different story. Okay, and at the end you will have like you will divide them into groups and you will have 4 or 5 different stories at the end. Okay, guys, any questions before I move further? Do you all understand the ideas of these post activities? Any questions? Yes, it's critical thinking. How can we manage the time for doing online activity? How can we make the time efficient? Listen, the most important thing is in any lesson is that the student practice and produce something at the end. So if you were able to in a reading lesson or a grammar lesson or vocabulary lesson or whatever the lesson is, that you explain the grammar, vocabulary, and whatever they listened and everything, and they didn't get the chance to produce, then you have a very big problem. So what you need to do is to know, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name right, Tanti. I hope that this is how it is pronounced. In a 45-minute lesson, the lead-in should take from 3 to 5 minutes. The presentation part should take from 15 to 18 maximum, for a 20-minute or a 15-minute for the production part. So if you like plan this ahead, okay, you will be able to do it. And put them in breakout rooms and give instructions. Okay, tell them and make sure that they got the instructions. Tell them you have, for example, 5 minutes to prepare. Okay, so and then ask them, so how many minutes do you have? Make sure that they know what they will be doing in breakout rooms, so it's not open. They understand it's not open, and you make sure that they understand that. And then when they come back, you calculate it. Like if you give them 5 minutes, then yes, the ICQs, it's very important to ask them ICQs. ICQs, for those who don't know, that they are questions to make sure that the learners understand what they are supposed to do. Like if you ask them, I want you to work in pairs, and you have 5 minutes. So the ICQs will be, how many minutes do you have? They will say 5 minutes. Are you going to work individually or in pairs or in groups? So you have to ask and calculate this before your lesson, and make sure that that they have to produce. They have to reach to this part at the end and cover it in the lesson. So if you think that you don't have time, or your learners, they don't have time in a 45-minute lesson to produce something, then you have a problem in your time management, okay? Because in a 45-minute lesson, they can produce, and you should have at the end 5 minutes for error correction and feedback. Okay, this is another idea, that you use puzzles. Iman, how can we keep rapport during an online activity? Okay, rapport is, you can use a lot of ideas with your learners to build rapport. Like, you know, there is a website called wordwall.net. There are plenty of activities to break the ice, so they could break the ice together. You can prepare some questions. You're more than welcome. You can prepare some questions so they get to know each other, and it's fun. They spin the wheel, and then they have a question. When the wheel stops, it has a question where they answer. And in this situation, they will be able to know more about each other. And you just write on the internet activities to build rapport. You will find many. Or you can join me on how to teach English online course. because I have like a session for how to build rapport and plenty of ideas that of course I cannot say it here because today we have online reading. What do you mean? All these ideas, Nagwa, is not only for story. All these ideas is for for reading in general. It's not only for stories. The only idea I used for story was Red Riding Hood. All the other ideas I mentioned is for reading in general. Ahmed, which website? The website is called wordwall.net. It has plenty of activities.
Yes, it's in the chat box, Dr. Iman.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much, Muhammad. Muhammad is always ready. This is lovely. Okay. What do you mean? Because he had already eaten a lot of sugar. Ah, okay. So Muhammad is I think Ahmed is moving to this activity. Okay. I love to use puzzles with them. So this is the puzzle I got, and this is the source. On each of the slide, on each of the slides, you will find the source. Why do I add the source? Not only to respect or for plagiarism or this stuff, it's also for you. So to use if you want more ideas, okay? Because the website has plenty. I only picked one of them. Okay, so a man went to a birthday party and drank some orange juice. He then left early. Everyone else at the party who drank the juice subsequently died of poisoning. Why did the man not die? Here are some clues. The man hadn't poisoned the other people. The man hadn't drunk less juice than the other people. The poison was in the juice before the man drank it. Muhammad will share, Iman, don't worry. Muhammad will share the recording on Relo's page. Yes, Muhammad?
Yes, inshallah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Iman. Muhammad will share it. Okay, so what do you think? What is the correct answer? Most welcome. Maybe 3. No, take care, Sabrine. These are not the answers. These are some clues. To help you figure out the answer. So I don't have to wait, so we don't waste time. So the poison in the juice came from the ice cubes. When the man drank the juice, the ice was fully frozen. Gradually, it melted, poisoning the juice. So anyways, how can I ask my learners to do that? Okay, yes, Mustafa. You can ask your learners to write or come up with their own puzzles, okay? So you divide them into groups. We put them in breakout rooms. They write the puzzles together, and then they share. And then you see who the winner is at the end. Which group was able to figure out the answers for the puzzle. So writing a puzzle related to the text. How is this related to reading? That it is relating to the text, related to the text. Okay, so they can come up with ideas. Okay. Change the passage into a puzzle game. So students, they write events of the story to complete the puzzle, and then so they write events in breakout rooms, and then they share it with other groups, and they have to put the puzzle together, and this works with younger learners. For adults, you can use this digital tool. It's called Puzzle Maker. Adults can use this one. The previous one was for young learners. This one is for adults. It's very easy to use. They can like prepare a puzzle for each other and share it together. They can either share it online or on the blog. Okay, so it's up to you, and it depends on how you are doing it in your lesson. So this is the link. Let me share it in the. Muhammad, can you take it a copy paste, or do I have to do it?
Sorry?
Can you take this and put it in the chat box?
No, I couldn't. No. I couldn't take it as a copy paste. You
okay,
can do it.
So okay, this is the this is the link. I will share it in the chat box, so you can use it with your learners. They prepare puzzles for each other, and it's very easy to use. Okay. The second idea is called the comic strip with the main characters. Okay, and this one, you have two options. You can either, as a teacher, what is comic strip? Let me explain first. Comic strip is like, you know, Mickey, when we used to read Mickey in the past, okay? They like prepare some, or they prepare the dialogue between the characters. So if I want a comic strip about the chapter shopping, for example, just try this on the internet. Comic strip shopping, you will find plenty, okay? What if you want to use a digital tool? This is the digital tool that you can use, and they can do it online. So after they finish reading, as a production part, they write the conversation and then they can say it, okay? So this is the digital tool. Here, this is the digital tool for the storyboard. And this is for young learners as well. You want your learners to do to like create a story, but online. So they pick the character, they pick this, the scene, they pick the dresses, they pick everything. This is, by the way, very engaging with young learners. And they write the conversation. Let me copy this as well. I don't know what board. That for storyboard creator. Storyboard creator, they can use. Yes, Muhammad, sure. Which one, Muhammad? Is it this one? Is this the one you're asking about?
One, look.
Huh?
The previous one, thanks.
The previous one?
Yes.
Okay.
Read sources.
This one?
And the previous, yes, that's
yeah.
That's great. Thanks.
You're welcome. This is for the comic maker. If you want to make it like you want to use it online, the digital one. Here you go. I will send it in the chat box. Okay. There is another idea that you can ask your learners, but this you cannot do with lower levels. It needs higher level students to do it. Compose a song related to the text. How is that? Yes. Some learners, and all the activities I am sharing with you are the ones that I have tried personally in my classes. And higher level students can create a song related to the text. And by the way, they are very clever and they are able to do it. You cannot imagine how. You're most welcome. They are very clever and they are able to do that. Okay, here there is a website called Song Lyrics Generator. So if you would like them to like come up with their own songs, this website is brilliant because they keep on asking you questions and they create the lyrics to you from your answers. So they, for example, they will ask you about what's the person name, what is the above person, is it a girl or a boy, what is the topic, and it's really fun because they try to, the website generates the lyrics for you, or they can do it themselves. So if you don't want to use a digital tool, they can do it themselves. Okay, here as a production part, you can ask them, now I want you to write the reading passage, but in alphabetical order. So what do I mean by that? Start the first line in the passage with an A, a word that starts in an A. And then B starts the second and the passage with a B. Did you get my idea? So I can't see any answers. Can you hear me?
Yes, but the voice was sometimes unclear. There's a delay in the sound.
Was low?
Not low, but there is a delay
But
in the
now,
sound.
is it
Yes,
clear
it's
now?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay, so I will repeat again. You ask them, okay, you ask them to rewrite the reading passage in alphabetical order. So they will start pauses. Okay, Sabrine. They will start the first line with the A, with the B, the third line the C, and so on. Okay, get the idea. So it's a right activity to change, but they already have to one alphabet. Okay, I'm afraid nobody's answering. So does that mean you didn't hear me?
Yes, there is some problems with the sound because of the internet connection.
It's not a reading skill, right? We are in the production part. Okay. So do you think that we should move?
Yes, because we have 7 minutes. Another 7 minutes for the second 40 minutes.
Okay. Okay, Dua, let me answer your question. Dua, we are not practicing any of the skills in the production part. We practice the skills, okay, in the while stage. Okay, Dua, I hope you can hear me. In the while stage, we practice any of the skills. In the production skills, Dua, we don't practice any skills. In the production skills, in the production stage, they are required to talk about the topic or write about the topic. Maybe to use the correct, using the correct target language of today's lesson, using the grammar in a correct way. Yes, so the post stage has nothing to do with the reading skills, okay? They are producing something, okay? Or you can do it in another way, like ask them, change the passage, as I said earlier, into a dialogue, but make it more challenging by asking them to start with or to be in the alphabetical order. So Alice, how are you? Then my answer will be bad, really bad. Come on, do you think I'm joking? And so on. So it's more challenging, and they are practicing maybe, yeah, bad connection. So I think I'm done. I'll just give you the additional resources. If you want to prepare an online reading lesson, these are some resources that you can use. News in levels. You will find plenty of reading lessons. Okay. Okay. These are some additional resources for someone asked about the blogs we can use. We can use Padlet, or we can use www.blogger.com. You can ask them to use Twitter as well. Some students like to use Twitter. Tell them, read about something and keep us update, okay? Like follow something on Twitter and always send on our blog an update about it, okay? The last activity is tracking a news story as it develops. So ask your learners to follow like a new, thank you so much, Mohammed, and then they follow it and write about any developments that it happens. Okay, if you need anything, you can find me, as Mohammed added my link to the post. This is the TEFL workshops and courses, and you can find all our, this is the link for the page, and Mohammed added it to the post, and you can find all the courses that we provide. Do you have any questions before we leave? Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. Do you have any questions? Thank you. Thank you, Dua. Thank you so much. Thank you all for attending. Thank you.
I'm sorry, doctor. Can you copy the links and post them into the chat box?
Can I what?
Copy the links and post them into
Sorry,
the chat
Mohammed?
box.
Sure. Yeah. There are other links that I want to share about the
Great.
additional resources as well. Yes, these are additional resources that you can use for your reading lessons. Most welcome, guys. Okay, there is one more, just a minute. Yeah. These are really very beneficial because you will find them in levels. So if you're teaching pre-intermediate, you will find for advanced and so on and so forth. Okay, I copied all the links here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iman, very much for your beneficial session.
Yeah, I copied them all. Yes, we covered everything. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we hope, inshallah,
Thank you. Thank
collaborate
you
in the future,
so
inshallah.
much. More than welcome.
Thank you very much for your great efforts.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.